What's going on, everybody? It's your guy Realistic here, and I'm doing another tutorial for SoundOracle.net. And in this video, I'm going to show you a little trick to reduce sibilance here. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. That way you can stay up to date with our latest tutorial videos. And also, Oracle and I have a brand new online mixing course called The Art of Vocal Mixing with over 150 professional videos and 14 hours of expert techniques all packed into this mixing course. So I'll leave a link in the description below for you to be able to check that out. So when it comes to vocals, one of the things that can cause a lot of problems and chaos and harshness is sibilance, and there's different ways to reduce it. And one of the ways that I like to reduce it is actually lowering down the clip gain before I add any dynamics processing. Now don't worry, we're still going to add in de-essers and multi-band compressors and dynamic EQ, so please don't kill me in the comment section below. Say, well, why wouldn't you just do that? This is so much easier, this and that. Well, when it comes to mixing professionally, a lot of times the easy way isn't exactly the best way to be able to do things. A lot of times when we're first starting out or at the amateur level, we're always looking for cheat codes and the easy way out and shortcuts. But a lot of times we focus too much on shortcuts instead of actually doing the work. And this is just something that can ease the workload of your de-essers or your other dynamic processors like dynamic EQs or multi-band compressors. So I like to combine this technique along with actually using some other things like de-essers and stuff. So we're not going to just ignore that, but this is just a little thing to help it out. I do have a video if you want to watch my whole process of de-essing vocals where I use de-essers, multi-band compressors, and dynamic EQs as well. But this is just a little thing here, and what we're going to do is we're going to help out the de-esser here by lowering the clip gain, and so the gain, not volume, but gain is going to enter before the inserts start, right? Versus volume is going to be post inserts. So this is just going to help everything out before it actually even hits any of our dynamic processing. So let's go ahead and hit play.
Look, just dropped in the 702, cause I pulled up with 7 rolled up, slowed up, but we speeding.
Okay, so you can hear there's a little bit of harshness going on right there. And so all we're going to do here is we're just going to go into our actual clip here, and we're going to lower down the little sibilant parts here and just lower them down with the clip gain. So I do recommend moving from grid mode to slip mode here, and that way you can move freely here without being locked right to the grid. And then I usually try to blow up the actual clip a little bit so I can see it a little bit more. So let's go ahead and find some areas. I think this is one right here.
Then a 702.
Yep, so right on 7. So all you do is you just separate the clip, and I usually bring that down by about 5 or 6 dB, and you want to do just a little baby crossfade there.
Just dropped in a 702.
All right, and then here is before.
Just dropped in a 702.
And then here's with it.
Just dropped in a 702.
So it just kind of lowers it down a little bit. Let's find another one.
702.
And then I also like to try to get the T's a little bit there too. Again, I know it's time consuming, but when you're working on a professional level, it's not always about how fast or how easy or how I can get out of work. It's what's going to sound the best. And this is something that's going to sound good. It's the same thing when we're dealing with compressors. A lot of times, a lot of professionals, what they'll do is they'll kind of use the actual like clip gain and volume as a form of compression rather than actual compressing. So as you see right here, I kind of lowered that down a little bit. That's just something that somebody might do to kind of help the compressor a lot. So a lot of times when you're mixing vocals professionally, the best form of compression or de-essing is actually automating the volume, or actually your channel fader is actually your best form of compression a lot of times.
Cause I pulled up with 7.
All right, so here's another one here, and we just kind of lower that down by about 5 or 6 dB, and again, we do a little baby crossfade there, and then let's kind of check this out.
Look, just dropped in a 702, cause I pulled up with 7. Dropped in a 702, just dropped in a 702, cause I pulled up with 7 rolled up.
All right, and then here's before.
Just dropped in a 702, cause I pulled up with 7 rolled up.
So it just kind of helps things out a little bit right there, and it allows us then to get a little bit brighter with our EQ. We can actually brighten up the vocal a little bit more because we've already tamed down the sibilance before it even hits the track, so we can get away with a little bit more. And then, like I said, don't worry, I'm still going to do things like doing some multi-band compression and doing some de-essing, and I'm going to do a little bit of dynamic EQ in there as well. I'm not not skipping those things, but this is just a way to kind of help it out a little bit. So hopefully this kind of helped you out a little bit and helps you be able to tame some of those little sibilant areas, because I know they can definitely create a lot of chaos. And like I said before, if you're not already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page so you can stay up to date to our latest videos here. And also don't forget about that new online mixing course called The Art of Vocal Mixing. Hours worth of content and hundreds of videos in there. I'll leave the link in the description below. And if you did find this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button. Believe it or not, it really does go a long way to help this channel grow. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to our channel right here so you can catch the latest tutorials on mixing, mastering, and production. And you can check out some of our suggested videos here, here, and here. And of course, if you're looking for premium loops and samples, you can find that at SoundOracle.net. We got plenty to choose from.